Alright, a very good afternoon and welcome to Bamba Sport Match Day Live. It is Match Day 11 in the Kenya Cup. My name is Mohamed Abubakar and it's promising to be an exciting afternoon here at the Impala grounds. Two double headers that will be live and free on Bamba Sport. The first one is host Impala Saracens, who will be taking on Homeboys. This is a Gong Road derby, if you may consider it. But the big one at 4 p.m. Table toppers Kabras will be up against the defending champions KCB. We'll be talking about just the atmosphere so far here with my colleague William Njuguna. Now we can even just see from the ESS the match that has just ended here, KCB against Kabras. Very tight game, KCB taking it 37-35. But what are we expecting this afternoon? It's
going to be a very tight game, very, very close contest. As you've said, the ESS game was just a 2-point game for KCB. Kabras just falling short at the last hurdle. So today's games, maybe it's a pointer to what may lie ahead, like in the playoffs. And I mean, the Kabras KCB game is going to be a nail biter. I think Kabras haven't won against KCB since they're promoted to the top flight. I think in 9 games, the best they've got is only a draw. So this is a chance for them just to lay down a marker and show that we're the team to beat. For KCB, they want to remind everyone that they're still the team to beat. So if they win this game, and with a bonus point probably, they will go top. But it's going to be a hell of a game. If these two teams in the ESS were fighting hammer and tongs, I don't know how the game at 4 o'clock will be.
Yeah, definitely. Now, before we continue with KCB Kabras, the game that is starting at 2 p.m., few minutes to kickoff, Impala Saracens and Homeboys, a lot at stake as well when it comes to the playoff spots.
Yes, absolutely. It's 6 against 7. Homeboys, of course, in 6th. Impala in 7th. Impala been on a very poor run of late. I think they've only won one game. They won against Oilers. In 10 games, they've won 5, lost 5. I think Homeboys, have won 6 and lost 4. So it's also a key game for the playoff positions, because I think after this weekend, I think we only have left 5 games until we go to the playoffs. So it's a must-win game on either side. Each team has to win this game. Probably, I think, with a bonus point, because the gap between number 3 and number 7, if you add in Nakuru, is only 10 points. So a lot can change today and in the weeks to come. So it's a must-win game for both sides. Yes.
And for Coach Simon, we have the likes of Chisanga, who is coming back this weekend. How important is he as a player in terms of what he offers to the team?
Yeah, Chisanga is a key player. Experience. He's been playing for the Kenya 15th team for the last couple of years. He was due to play against Kabras, but his registration form wasn't signed. So he's back today on the bench. When I look at the Homeboys bench, Jeff Olwatch is there. Some key players on the bench. So maybe Homeboys could just have the edge when the game gets maybe to the 60s, 65-minute mark. They can bring in those big boys from the bench to finish the game strongly, depending on how the game will have been at that particular point in time.
And Coach Simon mentioned that the inconsistency at the beginning was because most of their players were away with the Shujaa team. In the next 2 weeks, same thing is going to be happening. How important is it for him to make sure he scoops those 4 points or even 5 today?
Absolutely, very, very important, because if Homeboys lose today to Impala and Nakuru beat Mwamba in Nakuru, they drop out of the playoffs. So it's a must-win game for them. I can see they've got a big bench. They've got star quality all over the place, but they must win this game by any means necessary. The same applies to Impala. They also have to win, because Impala have been in the semis of the Kenya Cup semis for the last 2 seasons. So them not making it to the playoffs after 2 seasons of actually going very close does not look good for them. So on the other side, it's a must-win game for each team.
And the fact that Impala are at home right now, they have an advantage over Homeboys. Again, Coach Frank said, if we don't win today, we'll be in a very, very difficult position.
Yeah, but the last 2 games, they've lost to Homeboys. I think 41-12, 39-21. So Homeboys seem to have the edge over Impala in terms of recent performances. So I think Homeboys will be the favorites for this game based on that record. But as you're saying, Impala playing at home, they played very well against KCB last week for almost close to 50-55 minutes, and then they fell apart in the last 20 minutes. So I think they'll carry the momentum of that game, whereby they pushed KCB very close to try and see if they can get the result.
All right, William, let me cut you short real quick. We want to hear at what the coaches had to say. We managed to speak with them earlier this afternoon.
Definitely, we've worked on weak areas that we thought let us down in Kakamega. So we're coming to test them against Impala, because they're equally a very good side, very fast off the ball and on the ball as well. So, just challenging them.
And how important is it to make sure you record that win today, because the teams that are above you as well are reachable in terms of points?
It's massively, actually, the pressure is actually on us. We have to massively reach our target. And the players know what's expected of them, so we expect that they have the cool heads and they deliver at the end of the day. Yeah.
In terms of your team, it's going to be a tough few weeks. The fact that they're traveling away for 2 weeks, most of the team, the players that are playing in your team are also members of the Shija squad. How have you prepared again for the upcoming weeks as well?
Obviously, we've got a few injury boosts. We have Jeff and Augustine Lugonzo back, so definitely they buffer the rest who left for national duty. But it's just keeping them fit and well-seasoned and oiled for the rest of the season.
All right, all the best, coach. I'll see you after 80 minutes. Huh? Cheers.
You know, when we are planning this week, we're just joking. We're saying that the train is coming. This will be a very confrontational team. And the only best way to stop any train is perhaps not to let it take off in the first place. So we will do our best to make sure that we get them sort of in the gain line, before they get into the gain line rather. Until that, in terms of defense, in terms of attack, of course, it's to keep possession as much as we can. Keep our ball because they're very, very, again, confrontational on the racks. So to be keen for us, if we keep possession, then we'll have a chance. But if we let possession go, yeah, then it will be a difficult thing to deal with.
For Homeboys, who are just a point above you, what do you make of their season so far, and how are you approaching this game in terms of facing them?
If you consider their pedigree, perhaps one would say they have an average season, and with all due respect to Coach Murunga and his team. But Impala, on the other side also, was in a better place last season. So I think here is more about winner takes all between us. Whoever wins goes above the other. And most importantly, this will be a good platform to get into the playoffs.
All right, we can see the two teams already lining up and ready to run into the pitch. It is promising to be an exciting afternoon of rugby here at the Impala grounds. And right now, I hand it over to William and Michael Kwambo, who are in the commentary box. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Mohamed Abubakar. This is Kenya Cup Match Day 11, a match day that has been eagerly anticipated since the fixtures were released in October last year. 2 matches on the cards, starting with the 2 p.m. kickoff between hosts Impala Saracens and Homeboys, paving the way for the big one, the match between current league leaders Kabras Sugar and defending champions KCB. As you just catch a glimpse of Impala and Homeboys making their way out of the tunnel for the opening fixture. The crowd is lively here at the Impala Club, obviously in anticipation of the 4 p.m. kickoff, but fixtures between Impala Saracens and Homeboys have also been very electric in days gone by, and we are sure to see something electric this afternoon. The best preamble that you could probably expect going into the 4 p.m. kickoff. Just catch a glimpse of the Impala players in their team huddle before kickoff. And there is their lineup: Obino, Ndome, Kivumbi, Makori, Shem, Kere, Omer, Shama, Onsomu, Seve Kipngetich, Derek Maya, Mutami, Nyandigisi, Ongo, Oliech, Chogo, Otieno, Okeo, Oroko, Odhiambo, Mbaka, Motari, and Kimutai. Coach is Frank Ndong, former Kenya international prop forward. Lining up for Homeboys RFC: Okidia, Ikambili, Akenga, Odhiambo, Imbuchi, Isogol, Wesonga, Otieno, Omolo, Asena, Mugaisi, Difu, Muhati, Adongo, Juma, Abinta, Etemesi, Ouko, Mavala, Chisanga, Lugonzo, Olwoch, and Maxwell Kangeri. The DJs, as Homeboys are popularly known, coached by Simon Odongo. My name is Michael Kwambo, and joining me in commentary for these 2 matches is William Njuguna.
Thank you very much, Mike. The last Saturday of February 2019, match day 11 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. The first of our doubleheader here at the Impala Club. The man in the middle there is none other than Godwin Karuga, who's been reffing for almost close to 2 decades. As I was a knock on there by Homeboys. It's going to be a scrum to Impala. These two sides lost last weekend in match day 10. Homeboys losing 39-24 to Kabras at the Kakamega Showground. And Impala, as you might have watched it on our live TV game, losing 25 points to 3 to KCB at the Lions Den in Ruaraka. So it's a must-win game for both sides. Remember, Impala lying in 7th position. Homeboys lying in 6th. And they don't want to lose, to miss on the playoffs. Both sides, of course, were involved in the playoffs last season, exiting at the semi-final stage.
And William, an interesting battle at halfback between the two current Kenya internationals, Sammy Omolo, the first choice, and his understudy, Mohamed Omolo. I actually said Sammy Omolo when I meant to say Samson Onsomu.
Samson Omolo, former Gor Mahia, former Harambee Stars centre-back. And it's going to be a penalty attempt here for Impala, who are playing from right to left in the red and white. Red tops, white shorts, red socks, and Homeboys in the yellow and blue. These sides actually, Gong Road sides, Homeboys do train at the Lenana School. And of course, they are the reigning Enterprise Cup champions. These two sides actually did meet in the Enterprise Cup final last season, where Impala lost to Homeboys by 21 points to 3. Homeboys' first major 15th trophy since formation in 2008-2009. And Oliech with the penalty attempt, and it is in. So Samson Oliech giving Impala the lead. Just a glance at these last two meetings between these two sides. Homeboys winning 41 points to 12 and 39 points to 21. So Impala have a lot of work to do. When you look at the Homeboys bench that has Jeff Olwoch, Max Kangeri, and of course Joshua Chisanga, the Kenya number 8. Impala will have a lot of work to do here to subdue this formidable Homeboys side, who actually scored 24 points against Kabras, the most points anyone has scored against the league leaders this season, Mike.
Indeed, and Homeboys just getting it restarted through Evin Asena. His kick is deep and not immediately fielded by Xavier Kipngetich. I think Godwin Karuga calls for the infringement.
Was a knock on there from Xavier Bet. Impala had problems last week against KCB fielding those kicks in the 22, and they wouldn't want to repeat the same mistakes here, because just looking at the attacking potency of Homeboys, they do have formidable attacking threats across the back line. Mohamed Omolo being one of them, even Asena. A couple of injuries Homeboys sustained last week against Kabras. Colin Sikoli with an ankle injury. A couple of players missing from that game, but still a very potent, dangerous side here at the Impala club.
Indeed, and as you mentioned, the attacking threat that is posed by Homeboys, also forgot to mention players like Steve Security Otieno, former Kenya under-20 international. He's been deployed at midfield before, but starts this fixture from the number 8 position for the DJs. He is quite the terror, and his style of play modeled along that of Joshua Chisanga. This is the DJs in attack, spotting the gap early on. First attacking threat, really. But that try is not going to be awarded. It had been grounded by Brian Juma, but there was a knock-on. Some respite for the Saracens.
Also a reunion of some sorts here. I can see Leon Odongo, who's had a stint with both Queens and Impala, now playing on the left wing for Homeboys. He did actually crossover during the transfer window. So Leon Odongo in Homeboys colors. Stanley so goes there, just trying to get the binding and the movement correct from the Homeboys forwards. And packing down at number 8 there is Steve Otieno. Simon Dongo there, the man in your picture. Was pretty much encouraged by what he saw last week against Kabras. As Impala now tried to run it from their own half. Here comes now Samuel Oliech now. And Oliech is off now. Who does he have in support here? He needs runners here. And Anthony Nyandikisi will score the opening try here from deep in their own half. Impala do get the opening try here from that scrum from their 22, and it was a well-worked try. And for me, it looked like there was a forward pass there, but Samson Oliech just waiting and waiting, bidding his time, and offloading that ball to Anthony Nyandikisi to score the opening try there, despite the valiant attempt by Leon Odongo to bring him down. But the moment Oliech saw that there was space behind, and with a good supporting runner, there was no stopping. As you can see there, Oscar Osir, the assistant coach, and Frank Ndong. That will have calmed their nerves down here. The two coaches.
Definitely, William, and that try, that flowing move, reminiscent of vintage Impala, the team that dominated the Kenya Cup between 2000 and 2002 when they won 3 Kenya Cup titles on the trot, with the likes of Oscar Osir and Frank Ndong in that squad. Samuel Liech is sure with that conversion, but William, that was a well-worked try.
Absolutely. They always say that the ball carrier is a decoy and the support runner is the man you need to watch. And Oliech just beat his time there and was able just to give Anthony Nyandikisi time and space to go over the line. And that takes the score now to 10-0 in a span of less than 6-7 minutes of the opening half. Impala with the lead, but still a long way to go here at the Impala Club against Homeboys.
Well, that's just the kind of start you want. The question is, can you maintain that momentum for the remaining 74 minutes of the match? And it also sets up the stage for what will potentially be a very high-scoring match, because we do expect to see a response from Homeboys, and it will not be a response that will be taken lying down. They'll definitely want to punch their way into this match. They do have quite the personnel on the bench. Joshua Chisanga, Augustine Lugonzo, Jeff Olwoch, and Maxwell Kangeri were in for a great 80 minutes of rugby in the opening fixture here at the Impala Club.
Good line out take there from Homeboys. Won there by Polycarp Odhiambo. That looks like Led Mugaisi. Stanley Isogol there trying, but his ball is ripped away there by Elkins Musonye. As Samson Osomuno gives it now to Xavier Bet. Now Impala, a more settled side here. They've made the hard running so far, as Oliech now with a dummy there. Finds Quito Ongo.
William, Oliech is quite lively in this fixture so far. He was a pale shadow of himself last weekend. Seemed to struggle throughout that match, but he has definitely shown up for this one, as that ball is just carried forward by Obino. Cleaned up by Onsomu. He has a supporting runner, and that is Paul Mutsami. Another crucial 2 or 3 meters gained forward for the Saracens. Ball once again delivered. Shem was a bit stretched there in receiving that pass from Onsomu. Results in a handling error. Advantage Homeboys.
Advantage to Homeboys there. Paul Mutsami there just
shook off the attention from William Defu. William Defu, former Kenya under-20 international. And it's quite interesting the transition he has made, because he played for the Kenya under-20s at lock, but playing in the midfield for Homeboys, and has looked quite settled. I mean, it must take a lot for you to play in the highest division in the country.
Absolutely. He's looks a very settled player playing for Homeboys. As Mohamed Omolo goes to feed this ball into the scrum. 10-0 the scoreline. Still early days yet.
Mohamed Omolo started his club rugby at Impala Saracens, made the move 2 seasons ago to Homeboys, and has worked his way into the national team setup as well, where he is an understudy to Samson Onsomu, his opponent in the red shirt this afternoon. Penalty awarded to the DJs. Evan Asena, formerly with Western Bulls, with the punt downfield. Some territory gained for the DJs, as the tempo of the match just seems to dip a bit after that
frenetic opening start.
True indeed.
Philip Kambili back from injury, and that line of throw was not straight. Kambili did get injured at the repechage, but seems to have recovered, and he's starting in today's game. Frank Ndong, just speaking a few weeks ago, said that Impala have had very slow starts this season, but he'll be very happy that they've made a lightning start in today's game. Question is, can they sustain it for the remaining 70-odd minutes? Remember, the sun is out. It's blazing hot in Nairobi.
Well, William, I think it is a sign for blazing hot rugby here at the Impala Club. The fixtures today definitely sent from heaven, the perfect end month gift. This is Onsom with a darting run. He is tackled by a mob there from Homeboys. Steve Otieno just curtailing his movement. Xavier Bet Kipnetich looked
that
to
was
have
a knock-on from Xavier Bet. Bad knock-on there just when he was about to put the Impala backs into action. A slip second there, and he just dropped the ball. He was trying to see where the backs were aligned. And very elementary error from Xavier Bet there.
Yeah, Bet was a tad too casual in delivering that pass. And just in case you wonder who Xavier Bet is, it is Xavier Bet Kipngetich. Uses all three names like most African male men do.
Mohamed Omolo with the scrum put in. Good shove coming in from Impala, but Omolo is able to get that ball, and the referee penalizes the Impala scrum there. And Godwin Karuga just summoning Samson Onsomu there just to give him a word. He's not happy with that scrum binding by Impala. Godwin Karuga, a stickler for the law, and actually now a bit of chatback coming in there from Edgar Obino. And you chat back to the referee, he gets more ground to the opposition team. Referees, especially in rugby, don't like being talked to unless they are asking for your opinion. So you better just zip your mouth and don't annoy the referee. And I think Obino there will have been told by Onsomu just to zip it. As Asena takes play to the corner, it will be a Homeboys line-out throw. This 23rd day of February 2019. We do have other fixtures being played across the country, but you know what everyone is talking about. The 4 p.m. kickoff between the champions KCB and Kabras Sugar, which is coming up at 4 p.m. We'll let you know how the other fixtures will be played as Homeboys now try to go on a maul here. Impala defended very well last week against KCB. They're using the chop tackle. As Lavin Asego was telling me, they were able to allow the jumper to come down, but immediately comes down, there's a tackle being put, and they've defended this maul very well here. And Godwin Karuga not happy with the defense there from Impala as they were defending the maul. Thought he must have seen a side entry. So it's going to be advantage to Homeboys. After 13 minutes here at the Impala club, it's Impala leading by 10 points to 0. Try by Anthony Nyandigisi. Conversion by Samson Oliech and a penalty by Oliech has given Impala an early 10-0 lead. A long way to go here at the Impala club. Match day 11. Following today's fixtures, after today's games, I think only 5 games are left before we finish the group phase. Oliech now, dummies, trying to recreate that move that saw them score the opening try, but that was a bit risky for me, if you ask me.
Tad too ambitious from Sami Oliech, but that's the kind of confidence you need to go into. However, it has proved costly as they concede a penalty. Quickly taken by the DJs, looking to play the ball out wide. Is this going to be a try? Isogol plays it out wide. Leonardongo goes over the chalk. The try has been awarded. The response from Homeboys has finally arrived.
Absolutely, and immediately I just saw Oliech being tackled in his 22 there and losing that ball in the contact, and it was trouble for Impala. Good hands there from Leonard Mugaisi and Stanley Isogol to put the former Impala man, Leonardongo, into the corner, and they do get the opening try. Homeboys. Ivan Esena now will take the conversion. 10-5 for a 2 p.m. kickoff. Michael Kwambo, this game is living up to its billing. It's frenetic, it's expansive, it's quite exciting. The two teams really going hammer and tongs at each other.
Definitely, and you can see from the scoreline already, 15 minutes, we're coming up to 15 minutes. 15 points have been shared between the two teams. Impala with 10, Homeboys 5. Evin Asena can further cut the deficit with this conversion. Bounces off against the posts, but that was a pretty accurate and powerful kick from the Homeboys fly half. But it shows you we are in for a great afternoon of rugby. As you just catch a glimpse there of Leonardongo shrugging off Xavier Bet to score the try. That was obviously a physical mismatch. The lanky frame of Leon Adongo against the rather small frame of Bet. Pretty much a no contest, and we catch him there. I think, William, we have to decide what we're going to call him in this match. Is it Bet or Kipnetich?
Let's just call him Bet.
All right, I'll bet on that.
Let's call him Bet, because I think Bet is a name which is much we know of.
And it's easy to roll off the tongue as well, in
Yes.
comparison to Kipnetich.
Let's just have Kipngetich for the athletes, for the marathoners and the track stars of Kenyan athletics. As we are here at the Impala Club, match day 11 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Impala 10, Homeboys 5. Coming up at 4 p.m. It's a big one. The match that everyone, the whole of Nairobi is talking about. The whole of the rugby fraternity is talking about. It's KCB hosting Kabras. And if you saw some snippets of the ESS game, that is going to be a humdinger.
Indeed, that match ending 37-35 to KCB's reserves over the Kabras reserves. And William, it was a thriller a minute. And like you say, let's hope that form can be replicated in the 4 p.m. kickoff. But for now, we have matters to deal with. It is the 2 p.m. kickoff between Impala and Homeboys. It is the host Impala driving forward. Onsomu getting clean ball, plays it out to Xavier Bet. Shrugs off the challenge from Stanley Isogol, offloads it to Anthony Nyandigisi.
Homeboys penalized there, offside. So Impala with the advantage now. Can they make it count? And they've actually, they opted to go for a penalty.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be going for goal from that penalty. Samuel Liech tasked with the kicking duties. Remember, Impala sitting 7th. At this point in time, they are off the playoff slots, and they know that a victory today and in subsequent fixtures helps their cause. Homeboys are ahead of them in the standings. So obviously, depending on how this result goes, there will be a change in the table standings at the end of match day 11.
Absolutely. Very, very important game here for both sides, as we try and see who will make it to the Kenya Cup playoffs. Position 3 and 6, separated only by 10 points, so there will be a lot of twists and turns for Nondi's Harlequins, Mwamba, Homeboys, Impala, and even Nakuru, who, remember, beat Menengai Oilers last week in a thriller in Nakuru. They are on 23 points, 2 points behind Impala.
Samuel Liech is sure with the kick. It extends the Saracens' lead 13-5. We're heading into 18 minutes of the opening half here at the Impala Club, and it is the host Impala Saracens leading Homeboys by 13 points to 5. Sami Oliech was very assured, very calm and composed as he stroked that ball between the sticks. Evin Asena has been unlucky with his conversion attempt, which bounced off the post for Homeboys. Let's see how he gets this restart. Attacks that pocket downfield. Quinto Ongo fields it. Responds with a kick of his own, which is claimed by Omolo. He brings in Brian Juma. Asena. Asena has a man in support, and that is Thomas Okidia. Defu is Odhiambo. Chelia Kenga. Okidia once again. Omolo. Leonard Mugaisi goes down under the tackle from Joel Omer. Homeboys attacking the channel downfield. The Impala players arrive in numbers, looking to bring the Homeboys player to the floor. And they actually force the turnover, William Juguna.
Yeah, they do force the turnover. It's a tactic they used last week even against KCB, where they are holding up the big KCB ball carriers and were able to milk a couple of penalties. Only that in the end scheme of things, in the final result, they still ended up losing that game by 25 points to 3. But a good defensive effort there from Impala, just able to hold the Homeboys big ball carriers there. Samson Onsomu now consults with his backline, how they are going to attack the space and how they are going to attack the the Homeboys defense. Impala leading by 13 points to 5. 20 minutes gone here at the Impala Club, match day 11 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. So Nsomu feeds this ball into the scrum. What can Impala do? Bet now finds Nyandigisi. Good tackle there from Homeboys. And Impala lose that ball, but the referee says there was an element there of offside from Homeboys. Actually not offside. He didn't come in at the rack through the gate, went through the side. It was a side entry, and Nyandigisi, an alumni of St. Mary's School, will look for possession. We'll actually look for territory in Homeboys' half.
The kick is deep and big, deep into the Homeboys' half, as William Juguna mentioned a few moments ago. Probably looking to set up another platform for an attack and to get more points on the board. But so far, so good from both teams. A lot of electricity in this match so far. Don't let the rather languid pace of the match as the teams respond to the line out deceive you. That is bet to Mutsami. Tackle comes through from Homeboys, but Mutsami presents that ball. Nsomu looks to bring his big man, and he brings in the long-serving Davis Makori. An Impala man through and through. This is bet once again. Derek Maya with a step inside as he looks to evade the tackle from Mugaisi. Brought down by the Homeboys forwards, but presents the ball once again. This is Eric Kere. Has a man in support. This is Joseph Shem. He is meters short of the try line, but this is good forward ball coming through from Impala. You can see their intent. 22 minutes into the match, they're keen on extending their lead, but referee Godwin Karuga seems to have awarded a free kick to Homeboys. Well, actually not. It is the other way around, and it is Impala, the beneficiaries of the decision from Godwin Karuga. Once again going for touch. Keen on walking this one over the chalk.
That's good forward play coming in from Impala there. Good combination between Eric Kere and Shem Joseph. And Samson Oliech seems to have taken a HIA test here. You can't see it on the screen, but he is being assessed by the Impala medical staff here. Concussion protocols very, very important for the game of rugby. And if he passes the test, he'll be back on the pitch, but I think they may have to shuffle their back line there. I think Quinto Ongo may have to go to fullback. And probably try and reshuffle one of the two of their centers. Won there by Eric Kere. Now they go for the maul here. Impala trying to go for this maul, but good defense coming in from Homeboys. And the Impala charge is halted, but they still do have the ball. Can they get try number 2 here as Samson Nsomu goes digging? He goes fishing for this ball. Nsomu gives it to Bet. Now Bet ran into a yellow brick wall there, but the referee has called back play for an infringement there, so it's going to be Impala ball. As you can see, a snapshot of the Kabras fans eagerly waiting for the 4 p.m. kickoff between Kabras and KCB. It's 1 against 2.
Those fans have made the 400-kilometer road trip from Kakamega County to cheer their team to victory against KCB, who are the defending champions. That will be a cracker of a match, but that's not to take anything away from this match that is going on so far. There's another scrum down, and it is deep in Homeboys territory. You have about 16 minutes to play in the first half.
Impala's form since the turn of the year, very, very poor. Only 1 win in their last, I think, 4 or 5 games. Losing to Mwamba, losing to Nondis, losing to KCB. The only win coming up against Menengai Oilers 2 weeks ago. They won that game 24 points to 22. And that was a close contest because at one point they were trailing by 22 points to 7 before a late cavalry charge was able to score them 15 points in the last 15 minutes. And they've made a very good start here. This game is not over by any stretch of the imagination. 15 minutes to the end of the first half. And we still do have another 40 in the second half. Samson Onsomo. Impala, what can they make from this territory and possession that they've had for the last 5 or 6 or so minutes? They have been in the Homeboys 22 and they need to make it count. The referee, Godwin Karuga, just policing the front rows there. It's a stickler of the law. I think they say in scrums that you always try and look for an advantage, especially if you're in the front rows or the tight fives. You always try and see where you can hurt your opponent so that you can get a good shove. As Onsomo now goes to feed this ball into the scrum. Now can Impala walk this ball into the try box? It's been controlled there by Elkins, actually by Joel Omer, Elkins, but they do get another penalty. There's two fans there who've just come to catch a glimpse of the action. I'm just wondering, Michael Kwambo, does Godwin Karuga give Impala a penalty try if there are repeated infringements by Homeboys, especially at the set piece?
I do believe that will happen. But of course, it also comes down to the severity of his decision making. So let's see how that goes, because clearly Homeboys are under the cosh from the sustained pressure from Impala. I think William Juguna, you spoke too soon. It did happen. The penalty try has been awarded. It's now 20 points to 5. The repeated infringements from Homeboys costing them that penalty try. They simply just couldn't cope with that pressure being piled on them by the Impala forwards.
Absolutely, yes. I think I'd seen it coming. And that penalty try gives Impala a 20 points to 5 lead here. And it just shows you that Homeboys are really struggling at scrum time, and Godwin Karuga has lost patience with them. And it is Impala who get their second try of the afternoon via the referee and the penalty try, and they lead by 20 points to 5. What does Simon Odongo have up his sleeve? They need to get a try before halftime or two, just to make this game at least a little bit more competitive for both sides. Davis Makori, long-serving player for Impala. Only one of the few outstanding players this season. Samson Onsomo just takes his time to fish that ball from the rack, and he goes for the box kick. And looked to me like it was straight out. So the advantage swinging back to Homeboys here. They'll get the line out throw. Not a very good kick there by Samson Onsomo. Homeboys, remember, last time we did a TV game a couple of weeks ago in Nakuru, beat Nakuru by a solitary point, 19 points to 18. Ball is won there by Davis Imbuchi. Homeboys need a response here just before we go into the halftime interval. This Makori trying to arrest Roy Wasonga there. Good take there from Homeboys here. Playing with much more fluidity.
This is Polycarp Odhiambo charges forward. Polycarp Odhiambo has played his rugby at Kabras, Sugar and KCB. Actually won the Enterprise Cup with KCB a few seasons back. So last year's Enterprise Cup win with Homeboys was his second, as Godwin Karuga awards the DJs a penalty. Mohamed Molo is seated on the floor, receiving attention from the medics. Has been bruising so far. We're heading into the half-hour mark. Is the Saracens leading the DJs 20 points to 5. A try from Anthony Nyandigisi, penalty and conversion from Samuel Yech, as well as a penalty try after Homeboys were found guilty of repeated infringements. William Juguna, what do? Do they go for goal? Yes, they are. Evin Asena, we saw his conversion attempt bounce off the post. Finds himself in a fairly decent position in front of the sticks. Kicking tee lined up. It is how his boot strikes that ball and gets it the aerial movement to sail in between the sticks. But it all boils down to his preparation.
Looks pretty much a straightforward kick for Evan Asena. But we've said that it looks pretty much straightforward, but sometimes kickers tend to fluff their lines, so we don't know if he will be successful or not with this penalty attempt. With 9 minutes to go to the end of the first half here at the Impala Club. And that kick, once again, the wind huffing down the ball down from the kicking tee. 20 points to 5, Impala leading. And they've actually opted now to
just go the old-fashioned way. And it is successful for Evin Asena. Takes the scores to 28. It is a 12-point cushion for Impala against the DJs. This match, William Juguna, is hardly over.
Question is, does Simon Odongo go to his bench early, or will he wait until the traditional 60-minute mark? He's got some very heavy artillery on the bench with Max Kangeri, Joshua Chisanga, Jeff Oloch, all internationals.
Well, I think, William, he will be making those changes at halftime, but let's just wait and see. Derek Maya in the contest for the ball from the restart, eventually claimed by Davis Makori. Onsomo is on the scene as he just marshals his forwards. Was looking for some clean ball. Godwin Karuga calls for the handling error. And it is advantage Impala. 8 minutes left in the first half here at the Impala Club.
Scrum time is going to be a scramble for Impala. Kickoff there wasn't well received by Homeboys, and they spilled the ball, and it's advantage to Impala. They've had the edge at scrum time so far in this opening 30 odd minutes. Can they make it count again?
Obviously, Impala have dominated Homeboys in the forwards, actually even benefiting from that penalty try. And you can see this steady drive from the Impala forwards, claimed by Joel Omer. Samson Onsomu with the pass out wide. Bet just delays the pass before offloading it to Nyandigisi. He has men arriving in support. Onsomu once again. This is Elkins Musonye, has been rather quiet in this fixture so far. Davis Makori, another carry that gets 2 meters forward for Impala. Mutsami with the botched kick. Not something you'd expect from Mutsami. He hands over possession to Impala. 2 Homeboys actually. Mohamed Omolo with the kick downfield. It just eases off the pressure and kills the momentum that was being built by the Impala Saracens.
Yeah, I don't know why Paul Mutsami really kicked that ball. I thought he should have actually gone through the phases there, a couple of more phases, and you don't know if Homeboys would have cracked. The defensive line would have cracked. So not a good decision there by Paul Mutsami. As we enter into the last few minutes of the first half here at the Impala Club. Match day 11 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. And Impala leading Homeboys by 20 points to 8. Other fixtures of being played this afternoon, we do have Nakuru hosting Mwamba at the Nakuru Athletic Club. And we also do have Menengai Oilers facing Mid Machine. And the Queen's game against Strathmore Leos will be played tomorrow. I know throw was not straight, and it's advantage swinging back to Impala. Is it Impala? No, it's actually going to be to Homeboys, because it was an Impala throw.
Line out throw for the DJs, who have struggled with the set piece this afternoon. actually get some decent ball there. Just looking to drive that maul forward. Impala men arriving in numbers. Godwin Karuga calls for the infringement. William Juguna, back to what I was saying. Homeboys struggling with their set pieces. They had the ball from the line out, but losing it and ceding possession at a time when they were deep in Impala territory.
Yes, very elementary errors coming in from Homeboys. They're in a very good position to try and put pressure on Impala from that line out, but they have been turned over. They make a mistake, a critical error, and they lose the ball to Impala. Could be a very long afternoon for them, especially when it comes to the line out and scrums. They're really struggling. I think in open play, they're pretty much matched with Impala, as Onsomu feeds that ball into the scrum. Joel Omer controlling it at the base. Onsomu gives it to Bet, and Bet just looks for a pocket of space downfield. And
it was fielded by Brian Juma, eventually claimed by Leonard Mugaisi. The kick behind the Impala players, it seemed to have bounced off Edgar Obino. Yes, it did. Godwin Karuga was there to spot the knock-on.
I actually thought the ball went behind.
Well, it actually bounced forward if you just looked at it closer. We do have about 4 minutes to play of the first half. It is Impala leading Homeboys by 20 points to 8. Frenetic start in the opening quarter over now, but it seems to have fizzled out. But I do believe there still is lots to play for, more so in the second half.
Yes, it's turned out to be very, the pace of the game has really slowed down. Even Asena now, good take there coming in from William Difu, runs into that Impala defense. Omolo, good defense there coming in on Brian Juma from Impala, but it's still Homeboys with the ball. What can they do here?
That was also goal with the weighted pass, as the DJs setting up a platform to drive forward. Was there handling error there? No, but there was difficulty in fielding that ball from Akenga. Turned over eventually. Eric Kere in a bit of a bind. Eventually claimed by Bet. Good clear out from the Impala forwards, but then possession is turned over. This is Stanley Isogol, former Kenya under-20 captain, drives forward. Remember, Kenya will be hosting the Africa under-20 Bates Cup in April. That's something we'll talk about later. Mohamed Omolo was ready to launch another attack, but Karuga once again calls for another infringement. These fans expressing their displeasure or probably just engaged in heated debate.
Yeah, I think the level of play, I think in the last couple of minutes has been very scrappy from both sides. Impala had a turnover there, but they just couldn't get the alignment right in attack, and they were turned over. And the Homeboys now making the same mistake that Impala did as we approach the last few minutes of the first half here at the Impala Club. And so with the scrum put in. Remember, Impala's first strike came from a set piece move like this, set piece move, but they opt to take not the risky option as Xavier Bet punts that ball downfield, and it's going to be a line-out throw for Homeboys. A very frenetic opening start, but so far the game has petered out into a whimper as we approach the halftime interval here. Match day 11, Impala leading by 20 points to 5. Try by Anthony Nyandigisi and a penalty try avoided by the referee, Godwin Karuga. Philippi Kambili, and that line-out throw was not the best from Homeboys. We lose it again. Samson Onsomo going for the box kick. And Brian Juma with a knock on there. Terrible error from him. Just lost his footing, but the referee will he go for the knock on, or was there an early infringement at the line out? You can see Brian Juma, I think probably the light must have blinded him at some point, but the referee said that there was a high tackle, so he'll go back to the first infringement of the afternoon as Xavier Bet takes play into Homeboys territory with that kick, and it's going to be an Impala line-out throw. I don't know if this will be the last passage of play. We shall wait and see. Edgar Obino. Actually, Daniel Ndome with the line out throw. One there by Eric Kere. Feeds it to Nsomu. Nsomu finds Joel Omer. Omer finds Bet again. Bet now finds Mutami.
This is Quinto Ongo now in possession. This is good flowing rugby coming through from Impala. They are in their stride. Davis Makori does well to keep possession as he goes down in a heap. His numbers arriving. Force the clear out. Onsomu gets clean ball once again. Bet just delays the pass. Passes it eventually to Daniel Ndome. Homeboy is guilty of obstruction and they are penalized.
Impala opting to go for the penalty.
And we can confirm that Sami Oliech is out for the rest of this match. He has been replaced by Antonio Diambo. We'll just wait and see what the positional switches are in the Impala backline. It is Xavier Bet who has also taken over the kicking duties. As Impala utilizing every opportunity to get points on the board. Xavier Bet cuts a figure of concentration as we're into the final minute of play here in the first half. His kick sails over the sticks, extends the score to 23-8.
And that's a halftime interval here from the Impala club. Godwin Karuga's whistle has blown for halftime. 23 points to 5. Impala with a healthy lead here, an 18-point buffer at halftime. And Homeboys just haven't really got going in this first half. Minus the try they scored to Leon Adongo. Really haven't got going, and I don't know what words Simon Odongo will tell them at halftime, because Impala have been the far much better team. And Impala lead by 23 points to 80 at halftime. Match day 11 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Just some of the halftime highlights from the first half. Samson Oliech giving Impala the lead there with that penalty. And then breaks the line, goes on the line break, gives it to Anthony Nyandikisi. Ran a very good line, offered him support, and was able to go over the whitewash to score the opening try. And then Paul Mutsami there before Homeboys responded with their own try. Leon Adongo, the ex-Impala man, going over the whitewash to score try number 1 for Homeboys. And the conversion by Evin Asena wasn't successful. And it's Bet now with that penalty just before halftime, giving Impala a 23 points to 8 lead at halftime. So that's a halftime score. Impala 23, Homeboys 8. We shall see you for second half commentary in a few minutes.
Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans. Missed out on some weekend footballing action? Perhaps that last-minute winner? That controversial moment?
This is the Champions League, headline being written.
Or even some off-field drama?
Respect.
With the help of expert analysts and of course you, the fans, will be covering all matters football.
Character within these players is magnificent. Because also during the World Cup, Hazard was at the top of his game.
Tune in to Monday Night Football with me, your host Mohamed Abubakar, from 8:30 p.m. on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
He is a magnificent athlete. Rhodesia wins.
As you just catch a confirmation of the scores at halftime there, it is Impala Saracens leading Homeboys by 23 points to 8. We still have 40 minutes of this match to play in the second half. And then at 4 p.m. we do have the big one. KCB, the defending champions, up against league leaders Kabras Sugar. But for now, we brace ourselves for the start of the second half. Impala Saracens leading through points from Samuel Leche's conversion and penalty. Xavier Betts' penalty, as well as tries from Anthony Nyandigisi and the penalty try that they were awarded. For Homeboys, the points have come from a Leon Adongo touchdown and that man on our screen, Evan Asena, who has drilled home a penalty. And William, what can we expect in the second half from both sides?
I mean, Homeboys really have to get some points on the board, especially a try here will really help their cause, because they're not really out of the game as of yet. It's a 15-point buffer, but a converted try takes them to within 8 points of Impala in the second in this half. So they need to be the next team to score the try, because a third try from Impala probably will put this game out of bed for Homeboys. For Impala, maybe just try and consolidate their play and look for chances like those one here from Joel Omer, but Brian Juma is able to fend off Omer there. It's a good kick there from
that was Juma with the kick. He did well to attempt the chase, but he was cut out. A lot more spark from Homeboys as the second half begins. That kick downfield from Mohamed Umolo gains the DJs more territory. Question is, can they leave the Impala 5-meter mark with a try in their hands?
Sun is blazing hot here in Nairobi on this last Saturday of the month of February, heading into a new month come next weekend. And right here at the Impala Club, it's Impala leading by 23 points to 8. Edgar Daniel Dome with the line-out throw. It's almost a full house here at Impala. Good take there by Shem Joseph. Thomas Okidia trying to wrap around him, but Joseph is able to get a couple of meters there for Impala. Samson Onsomu. Okidia there in a tussle with Makori. Impala just trying to build up the phases here from their 22. Now here comes Bet. Looks for a pocket of space downfield. Finds some good space there, but Leonard Mugaisi, is he up to the task here? And that kick does go out. Trying to go for a quick line out there. The man they called Lord Mugaisi. It's featured in a couple of memes in the rugby fraternity on Rugby Banter. Is a Kenya Sevens international and has been in the rugby circles for the cup for the last actually 8 years. Won there by Pole Kapodiambo and Mohamed Amolo with the boot. And it's a good take here from Impala. What can they do here? Antonio Diambo, Paul Mutsami. Mutsami plays one way and he loses the ball there as Brian Juma is trying to shrug off Samson Onsomu. Is able to present the ball to Omolo. Steve Otieno, haven't seen so much of him in this game. He's been a very peripheral figure, but he's able to present that ball to Omolo. Homeboys. Mugaisi, that was a very high tackle there, but the referee says play on. Omolo finds Juma, and it's won by Derek Mayar. Mayar, Kenya Sevens trialist last year, finds Quinto Ongo. Now Ongo trying to shrug off his former teammate Leonard Ongo. Nyandigisi finds Onsomo. Davis Makori finds that man there, Onsomo, but the referee calls for an infringement, not on Onsomo's knock-on, but an offside call there by Homeboys. But good play coming in from Impala, trying to combine their big ball carriers, trying to look for that pocket of space. And they've opted to go for the penalty. With Samuel Lech out, Xavier Bet has already put in one penalty through the sticks, and is trying to tighten this game for his team. Just to remind you of the other fixtures being played across the Republic, Nakuru RFC host Mwamba at the Nakuru Athletic Club, while Mean Machine host Menengai Oilers at the University of Nairobi ground, while Nondis host Black Blood at the Polo Club, just a few kilometers away from where we are here at the Impala Club. Tomorrow's game is going to be between Queens and Strathmore Leos at 4 p.m. at the RFUA ground. And of course, the big one in the next 1 hour or so, it's Kabras against KCB. And that kick by Xavier Bet takes the score to 26 points to 8. Xavier Bet sure with his kicking this afternoon, with Samuel Lech failing a concussion test. 4 minutes going into the second half. As Ivan Asena goes for the restart. Homeboys with a lot of work to do here in second best. Samson Onsomu there, the base of that track, and Xavier Bet looking for pocket of space here. His kicks have been very good. As Mohamed Omolo feels that ball, finds Evan Asena. Asena, good tackle there by Sol Kivumbi on Asena. And once again, a knock on there from Homeboys. Asena with a darting run there, but not able to support his body weight in contact there. And that tackle by Sol Kivumbi, that's a ribs play out of Asena's hands, and it's advantage swinging back to Impala. A win for Impala takes them above Homeboys. The question is, will it be a bonus point or will it just be a win? Remember, Nondi's on 33 points and Queens and Mwamba on 32 points. Onsomo, the scrum put in. Agustin Lugonzo has come in at and the referee penalizes Homeboys there. Joel Omer with a quick tap, and once again the referee Godwin Karuga just having a word there with Polycarp Odhiambo, and Impala do get the rub of the green. And will they go for the penalty? Yes, they do go. I think that is the instruction from Frank Ndong and Bernard and Oscar Osir on the Impala bench. Anytime you get into the Homeboys 22 and you're awarded a penalty, you better take it. It's a good ploy because it keeps the scoreboard ticking. And Impala now trying to stretch their lead to 21 points. Ahmed Omolo, picture of concentration. Penalty attempt is successful, so that takes the score to 29 points to 8.
Obviously, Impala just building the lead as play continues here in the second half. They're now 21 points clear of the DJs. And that long-awaited response that we talked about is yet to come. Simon Odongo, his face hardly betraying any emotion. Can't tell anything about him from his stance. But obviously, deep down, not impressed by what he's seeing on the field from his charges.
Impala have made a couple of substitutions. I think I can see Samuel Montari is in. I don't know who he has replaced here. Evan Asena runs into a red brick wall, but here come Homeboys here. I think the big units have come in from Homeboys. The cavalry has been told to get in. Jeff Olota, I think, has come in. Agustin Lugonzo. Mohamed Omolo trying to galvanize his squad here.
Indeed, that was a darting run from the Kenya international. And then Homeboys undoing all the good work they've done. William Juguna.
It's been the story of their half so far, and doing all the good work that the likes of Agustin Lugonzo and Jeff Oloch are doing, and losing all the momentum and impetus that they have built in that phase of play. But Impala will be happy with the way things are going. They do have a 21-point lead. And unless something strange or spectacular happens in the next 20-odd minutes or so, Impala will be very satisfied with proceeding so far. Just to remind you that a week ago, I think, or 2 weeks ago, Nakuru had a 22.5 lead over Nondis and ended up losing that game by 33 points to 32. So anything can happen here.
That is Elkins Msonye driving forward for the Saracens. Wow.
And once again, referee Godwin Karuga's patience being tested here by the Homeboys forwards. And I think next man to cause an infringement will be taken to the bin.
Well, yeah, you can see even in awarding that penalty try, Godwin Karuga was really resisting the urge to award a penalty in the form of a yellow card to any of the Homeboys players. As you just see the Impala coaching staff, Frank Ndong and Oscar Osir, just going through the motions, talking to each other there as Xavier Bet lines himself up for another attempt at goal. His kicking has been 100% since replacing Samuel Liech, who has since been substituted. You can see what Impala are doing, taking all of the points that are on offer for them. Xavier Bet with the kick doesn't have the power to sail between the sticks. It also wasn't accurate, always going out. The scores remain 29-8. 29 minutes to play here at the Impala Club in the opening fixture. Coming up at 4 p.m, KCB versus Kabras. Over at the Polo Club, it will be Nondis taking on Kenyatta University's Black Blood. While in Nakuru, it is Nakuru RFC against Wamba, while at the University of Nairobi grounds, it is Mean Machine against Menengai Oilers. We will have the clash between Strathmore and Kenya Harlequin on Sunday at the RFUA ground.
Another unforced error there from Homeboys as they're going for the 22-meter dropout. And they're just ceding possession and losing possession very cheaply to Impala. What can Impala do here? It's very much on the 22-meter mark. And Homeboys there are able to stifle Impala at the scrum. So Homeboys with the scrum put in, they've been able to stifle Impala there at the scrum. 29 points to 8, 12 minutes gone into the second half. Agustin Lugonzo has replaced, I don't know how the Homeboys attacking formation is, because even, I think Evan Asena probably has been replaced And Agustin Lugonzo at scrum half, and maybe Mohamed Amolo at fly half. Evan Asena, I think, has been dropped. Still on the field, but I don't know if he's playing probably at inside center or outside center. They have rejigged the back line. So Lugonzo with the scrum put in. And it's pressure from the Impala scrum, but Lugonzo is able to give the ball to Asena.
That's Bob Muhati with the kick downfield. Doesn't find touch, but Muhati does well to reclaim his own kick. Was a bit messy going to the floor. Eventually, the ball is presented. And this is Jeff Olwatch on as a second half substitute. More go forward ball from Homeboys. That was Steve Otieno. Olwatch, Asena. That was Imbuchi.
Ball has been ripped there from Impala.
Yes.
Impala getting the turnover at the breakdown there.
So Homeboys have been guilty of giving away possession cheaply, even when they find themselves in attacking situations. Samson Onsomu looks to bring his forwards into play. Nyandi Gisi with the kick downfield. It is difficult to handle from Jeff Olwatch. Nyandi Gisi reclaims it. Actually, that was Agustin Lugonzo. He was deceived by the bounce of the ball. So Homeboys defending desperately. They look to get out of their territory. Lugonzo. Ball eventually played to Leon Adongo. He has been a rather quiet figure in this match so far. This is Akenga. Handling error there from Imbuchi.
Brilliant passage of play from both sides, but once again handling errors really curtailing any momentum. Anthony Nyandigisi with a good with a delicate and very well balanced grabber kick. Just didn't have a support runner to support that move. And Homeboys trying to run the ball deep into their own half, but hasn't really worked. So the score still stands at 29 points to 8 in favor of Impala. Probably trying to get the bonus point. Still need to score 2 more tries, or they will be happy with the win. We don't know. I think for Impala, a win takes them above Homeboys, and they will sit in the playoff positions, but they still got a long way to go. I think after this weekend's fixtures, we have 5 more games to go before we enter into the playoffs and the semis and the final. Adrian Karuga not happy with the binding of the front rows, so he will go for a scrum reset.
Is Samson Onsomu with the scrum feed. We have 24 minutes to play here in the second half.
Homeboys haven't looked like scoring a try since the first half ended. That try by Leon Odongo, only thing they have to show for in this game. But so far it's been very labored, very inconsistent play coming from them.
Yeah, admittedly, William, they have been giving away possession cheaply in situations where you normally would not expect that to happen, more so in the top flight of Kenyan rugby in the Kenya Cup. They have struggled with their set pieces all afternoon, and they have been penalized here. Just evidence of their lethargy this afternoon.
Yes, and Impala do get that penalty. I think the penalty count now must be in the double figures for Homeboys. Given away quite a number of penalties in this game, there's no way you're going to win a game of rugby, especially on the 15 side with the penalty count in double figures.
This is Daniel Ndome with the line-out throw for Impala Saracens, former Kenya under-20 international. The delivery to Shem Joseph is good. One of the rising stars of the game. Homeboys once again penalized. Godwin Karuga reaches into his pocket and dishes out the first yellow card. But William Juguna, we were talking about the restraint that he had been displaying all afternoon. Eventually, Polycarp Odhiambo is sent to the sin bin. He will spend the next 10 minutes of this match contemplating his actions that have seen him dismissed to the naughty boys chair.
Yeah, and Impala probably now will go for the uncontested scrums. And Thomas Okidia and Godwin Karuga just having a word here. I don't know if Simon Odongo now will blame the refereeing or the officiating for this game.
Well, I think, William Juguna, anytime you do not show up for a match, I think it is down to you as a player, as a team, how you prepare psychologically, mentally, physically. All those elements must come into play.
Yeah, because I tend to think that maybe they're not adapted to Godwin Karuga's decisions. They always say that rugby players normally adapt to a referee and his decisions immediately after 5 to 10 minutes so that you're able to get on his good side. But I just think Homeboys have not been able to adapt very well to Godwin Karuga's interpretation and decisions.
As you just catch a glimpse of the man in yellow contemplating about the yellow card that sees him seated there. He looks a very thoughtful character, almost remorseful. Like he's writing his apology to be delivered to Godwin Karuga when he makes his way back to the field of play. And probably another one to his teammates for getting them into the situation that they currently are in. We're heading into the final 20 minutes of the match. It is Impala Saracens with a healthy 29-8 lead over Homeboys, and they are surging forward. They have Homeboys deep in their territory. Although it is a scrum feed for the DJs, they have been second best all afternoon. Augustine Lugonzo and Jeff Olwoch, part of the substitutes for Homeboys, is Lugonzo to Maxwell Kangeri, who's also come in. The ball is claimed, and is this going to be another try? Sami Motari with the steal there. Onsomu, Impala driving forward, and it is a try from a schoolboy error from the DJs. Davis Makori, the big man, just forces himself over the whitewash. Impala's third try of the afternoon to take the scores to 34-8. Let's just see that. Maxwell Kangeri. The ball was claimed by Anthony Nyandigisi. Sami Motari with the go-forward ball there. Onsomu with the delivery. There was no stopping the big man, Davis Makori. A try that takes Impala into the 30s with a conversion to come. Actually has been executed. Current scores 36-8 in favor of the hosts, Impala Saracens. And William Juguna, with about 19 minutes to say, I'd probably be calling this a tad too early, but Homeboys are dead and buried.
Absolutely. They are remonstrating with Godwin Karuga, the officials, and it's not looking very good for them. The moment you see players remonstrating with the referees, it's not a very good sign. Now the question is, can they wake up from their slumber? They have been second best for the better part of this 60 minutes, despite bringing in the cavalry, the likes of Jeff Olwoch and Max Kangeri. Kangeri actually is interception, pass was actually intercepted. They do get now the rub of the green there from the referee. Philippi Kambili trying to speed up things up. They need to get a try here.
That's Asena with the delay, and he attacks the space. Maxwell Kangeri with the try. Great awareness from Kangeri, making amends for that pass moments earlier that resulted in an Impala try. But that was some great vision from Evan Asena. Delayed the pass as Impala piled on the pressure in the traffic. He had a man in support. That man was Max Kangeri. Let's just see that again. Asena, knowing that he wasn't in a position to immediately offload that ball, and when he did, it was audacious and well received by Max Kangeri, grounding the ball. Second try for the DJs. It is converted. Current scores 36-15.
And is there a lifeline? Is there a fight back for the DJs? They still need another 21 points. Can they get it? They do have 18.5 minutes, which is adequate time for you to get those 21 points in this game, depending on how you play. Ball is fielded there by Asena. Asena fields the ball now to Lugonzo. Lugonzo finds Jeff Olwoch. Olwoch breaks one tackle.
This is hard running.
Elusive runner here.
Indeed, that's hard running from Jeff Watch. He still has the ball and has surged close to midfield, to the center of the park.
Knock on there from Homeboys, and all the hard work done by Jeff Watch now coming to naught.
Yeah, it has been undone there. And it was interesting, that collaboration between Augustine Lugonzo and Jeff Watch. Remember, these two in their spare time host a show on social media called the Line Out Show, which isn't anything about lineouts. That's something for Mohamed Abubakar to probably dig deeper when he gets to get them onto try time one of these days.
Yeah, they're two very interesting characters, but Jeff Watch with a probing, searching run there, almost getting close to 30 meters. And when the pass went out, there was a knock-on, and all that momentum lost by Homeboys. Question I'll be wondering is why Jeff Watch is not starting in this game, because he's really got a lot of energy, carried the ball hard. He's a very strong ball carrier.
Well, William, unless the ethos of coaching changed, always start with your strongest lineup. So probably what Simon Odongo threw out to open this fixture was, in his mind, his strongest lineup. Probably the likes of Jeff Watch, Augustine Lugonzo still working their way into the team, probably not at 100%, hence the reason to see them on the bench. But we are commentators, there are coaches out there, they have the certification. They know best.
We don't have. As Ansomo feeds that ball into the scrum. And Dikisi looking for a pocket of space, just trying to ensure that Homeboys play in their own half. It's a good kick. Will that kick go out? No, it will go dead, and Leon Adongo. It will be a 22-meter dropout. Good kick there from that man, Anthony Nyandigisi. He saw goal. They're trying to get this play started here, but it will be a 22-meter dropout. 15 minutes remaining here at the Impala Club. Match day 11. Impala leading Homeboys by 36 points to 15. Is there a comeback here for Homeboys? Won there by bet. Now Nyandigisi going for the up and under. It's a high up and under, well fielded there by Mohamed Omolo. Omolo, a peripheral figure here, not in so much of him. And chop tackle there on Leon Adongo. Homeboys playing very much in their own half here. He's been held up. No, it goes to ground. Offside line there by the referee. So it's Lugonzo, Asena, Kangeri, Max Kangeri. Presents the ball to Lugonzo. Lugonzo finds Akenga. Homeboys playing very neat, smart play here. They're trying to offload. Good play here. Comes Jeff Watch. Does he have support here? Good tackle from Impala. And you can see what Homeboys are trying to do. They're trying to offload the ball in the tackle, not going into contact.
It's Thomas Okidia driving forward for the DJs. They are playing with their tails up. Augustine Lugonzo.
Referee's arm is out for an advantage.
Augustine Lugonzo got the clean ball. The short pass to Jeff Watch, who received that ball at pace. Penalty advantage remains with the DJs. 14 minutes to play here at the Impala Club. 36 points to 15. Impala in red, Homeboys in yellow and blue. It is a 21-point margin that separates the two sides. The DJs will need 3 converted tries to draw level. They certainly are playing with their tails up, but do they have the time? Do they have the patience? Philippe Kambili, hard-running Kenya hooker, certainly giving Impala hard moments to think about here. Jeff Watch once again does well to present that ball. Augustine Lugonzo, he has men in support, opts to be part of the move rather than initiate it. That is hard running from Wesonga. Desperate defending coming through from Impala. Lugonzo once again. Otieno just unable to field that ball. There was a handling error, but referee Gordon Karuga had blown his whistle. To whom does the penalty advantage go to? Let's just see that. Steve Otieno security was unable to do anything meaningful there.
Poleka Podhiambo about to come in back into the field of play after serving his time on the naughty chair. 12.5 minutes to go here. The Impala club. Impala leading by 36 points to 15, but Homeboys really playing much better in this second half. That try by Max Kangeri has really galvanized them. They need to do more. It will be a penalty advantage to Homeboys. And they're trying now to muscle their way over the line.
Impala defending in numbers. They've also made changes. Kelvin Kimutai is on in the front row. We'll confirm who he has replaced in a moment, as penalty advantage remains with the DJs. Mohamed Omolo with the quickly taken penalty. The DJs looking to walk this one over the chalk. They have Impala on the ropes. They're agonizingly close to the try line. Omolo with a pass out wide. This is Lugonzo, spots the gap. Carries it a meter forward. Is Messi on the floor there.
Impala with a lot of defending to do here. They're very much camped in their own 5. Very strong defense coming. Will it crack here? Omolo trying to look for mismatches out wide. And
that pass was wayward from Evin Asena. Jeff Olwatch eventually unable to field that ball. But it is Impala still with the momentum. Polycarp Odhiambo has contemplated what to do during his 10 minutes in the sin bin.
I think there's a card. There is a card coming out. I've seen Godwin Karuga flashing a card here, or...
Well, Polycarp Odhiambo is back on the field of play. We'll just confirm in the moment. Yes, a penalty try has been awarded for repeated infringements by the Saracens. Current scores 36-22. We are heading for an exciting climax to this match. William Juguna has correctly predicted at kickoff this was going to be a high-scoring match, and it is indeed. Can Homeboys get the 14 points to draw level? They have 10 minutes to do so. Polycarp Odhiambo is back, refreshed and reinvigorated after his 10 minutes in the sin bin. Evin Asena, Bob Muhati, the former Western Bulls and MKU Thika man. Augustine Lugonzo receives that ball, dips his head, looking for support players. Mohamed Omolo is there in support. He is slowed down as Impala just look to curtail his movement. The Homeboys players arriving in numbers. Possession has been turned over. Good defensive effort there coming through from Impala.
Yes, at least they do get a break there, because Homeboys had the momentum. That break from Agustin Lugonzo really creating panic stations across the Impala defense, but Impala really holding up the ball carrier and do get the turnover. And 9.5 minutes to go. Impala not out of it. I have a 14-point buffer, but you just get the feeling that if Homeboys get another try here, it'll probably could set panic in the Impala defense.
Indeed, William, moments earlier said that Impala had buried and killed Homeboys. Well, it seems Homeboys are alive, but they still remain buried. They're trying desperately to dig their way out of the grave. And they have about 9 minutes to do so. Kelvin Kimutai, the Impala front row, was down on the floor. Victim of the high intensity being displayed. Picture there, the man in the blue vest, Joshua Chisanga, still hasn't been cleared to feature for his club. Remember, he had moved to Poland. His clearance just seems to be taking a lot longer than expected. He missed out last weekend's loss, 39-24 to Kabras Sugar in Kakamega, and had been listed as one of the replacements for this afternoon's fixture, but obviously his paperwork still hasn't been done in time. Is a scrum feed for the Impala Saracens. 8 minutes remain here at the Impala Club in the opening fixture on match day 11 of the Kenya Cup. Coming up at 4 p.m. is KCB versus Kabras Sugar. But anxious moments here as we play out this fixture. Onsomu Makori is brought down to the floor by Mavala, but the ball is still presented. That was Kevin Okeo. Desperately looking for the floor, finds it. Is carried another meter or two forward. Onsomu looking for some clean ball to play to Bet. And that was the intention, Bet with the boot downfield to relieve the pressure, but Godwin Karuga once again blows his whistle.
Substitutions galore happening. I mean, Patrick Ouko, Kenya 7's prop. And Kenya 15's prop, I beg your pardon.
There's a confirmation of the yellow card we had mentioned earlier. Derek Maya will see out the rest of this match in the sin bin. Doesn't look too concerned. Probably with 6 minutes to play, this 14-point cushion is a good enough buffer for Impala. They probably have the resolve to hold out.
Yeah, they do have the resolve to hold out, but Patrick Ouko has come in. I think Simon Odongo has emptied his bench here as he tries to salvage anything from this game. As I can see, not in your camera pictures, but KCB and of course Kabras doing their last final warm-ups before the big game at 4 p.m. the game that everyone has been waiting for. Shem Joseph with that line out, with that take in the line out, and the referee Godwin Karuga says that line out throw was not straight. So it's going to be advantage to Homeboys again. $36 points to 22 the scoreline. We've seen very interesting comebacks in the Kenya Cup this season. Nondi's being one of them, where they trailed by 22 points to 5 and overcame Nakuru 33 points to 32 2 weeks ago at the Nakuru Athletic Club. That's a snapshot of the crowd which has come to catch a glimpse of the action. I think the Impala Club today is pretty much sold out.
This is Jeff Watch. Mohamed Omolo. He loses the ball under pressure from Nyandi Gisi. Leon Odongo is looking to set up another attack for Homeboys. Impala will be happy to run down the clock. 5 minutes remaining here in the opening fixture. They lead by 36 points to 22. Remember, at some point it was 36-8. Homeboys have come back with 14 points, but it is still not enough.
The handling errors and the penalties on the Homeboy side really will be the big talking points from Simon Odongo. As the numbers continue to arrive here, the Impala Club eagerly for the 4 p.m. kickoff. They've called it the final before the final, but we still do have 5-6 weeks to go to the end of the Kenya Cup season. Actually, a long time to go. We still have the whole of March and April before we go into the final in May. Here comes Xavier Bet, and that was a costly error there by Bet. It's won by Lugonzo.
Muhati with the pass out wide to Jeff Watch. Fends off one man, plays it to Evan Asena, who has been a bright spark for the DJs this afternoon. Muhati at scrum half. Max Kangeri scored the opening try for the DJs. This is Elfas Etemesi, big prop forward. Patrick Ouko, former Strathmore man, carries that ball. Here's a foot race there. Leon Odongo, desperate defending coming through from Sami Motari. It was clumsy, it was messy. No try. But you can see the attacking intent being displayed by Homeboys in the final moments. They're probably chasing after the losing bonus point.
Max Kangeri there with a neat grabber kick to the corner. And Leon Odongo just needed to dive over that ball. But valiant defense coming in from Samuel Montari and Samson, Samson Onsomu. Impala fans there, led by the former chairman, Peter Ndwati. You can see Bill Odongo. Agustin Lugonzo with the scrum put in. Steve Otieno there, and the referee calls it for an Impala penalty. And that has been the story of Homeboys this afternoon. Get into very promising positions, but unforced errors there. That was their own scrum put in. 5 meter out. They just needed just a clean shove at scrum time, but they lose it there. And I think any hopes of a comeback have probably beaten the dust. Impala really desperate for this win. I don't think they'll get the bonus point, Michael Kwambo, but the win will take them above Homeboys into 6th spot with 5 games to go to the end of the group phase of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season.
Yeah, it is an important victory for the Saracens as they just look to make that charge into the top 6 playoffs. Augustine Lugonzo claims that ball. That's Adongo. Steve Otieno has been rather quiet this afternoon, but does well to keep play alive. Evin Asena, Lugonzo. 2 players with shirt number 17. This is a first on Bamba Sport.
A very fast. I mean, 2 players wearing same jersey number 17. And it's going to be a line-out throw for, let's see, is it Impala's ball or Homeboys' ball? Into the final few seconds of this encounter. 36 points to 22. Impala did all the hard work in the first half. That line-out throw was not the best, was very poor from Impala, so it's going to be a Homeboys ball into the final few seconds of this game. I tend to say that Impala do have the win. They were really dreading this game against Homeboys, but I think they've done the homework absolutely spot on this afternoon. Going for those penalties in the first part of the half. The 2 numbers 17s there.
Emmanuel Mavala and Elfa Setemesi, both long-serving members of Homeboys. Homeboys was formed in 2008, slowly worked their way up the ranks of Kenyan rugby. Played in the then Eric Shirley Shield, which served as the national 2nd division back in the day, for earning promotion to the Kenya Cup, where they have been since the 2011 season.
Asena, dummies and Shamis there. It's a good break from Ivan Asena. Can he go over the whitewash? Yes, he does.
That was brilliant from the Homeboys fly half. The bonus point try is in the bag. Conversion will be critical if the DJs are to secure a 2nd bonus point for losing by less than 7 points. But that was absolutely brilliant from Asena, using Max Kangeri as the decoy runner, just sending the Impala players the wrong way, racing clear to touchdown. Crucial try for Homeboys, the 4th try of the afternoon.
So will there be added time left in this game? Following the conversion kick by Asena. Good try from him. He's been one of the has been one of the few outstanding players of Homeboys this afternoon.
Conversion attempt sails wide. 9 points now separate the 2 teams. We're done with the 80 minutes. Let's just catch that try from another angle. Beautifully executed by Evin Asena. And he had the acceleration to go past Xavier Bett, who kicks away that ball in frustration. A 4th try for the DJs this afternoon, a bonus point. But the conversion sails wide and they will not be able to get a losing bonus point. Remember, if you lose by less than 7 points in the game of rugby, you will get your bonus point. You'll get an additional bonus point for scoring 4 or more tries in a match.
Derek Maya is back on the pitch of play after serving out his 10 minutes in the naughty chair. So Impala with 2 tries, one by Nyandigisi in the penalty try, and then the kicks by Samuel Liech and Xavier Bett. Homeboys with 4 tries. As this should be the last passage of play.
It's claimed by Wesonga. Carried forward by Steve Otieno, the man they call security. This is Elfa Setemesi. Impala just looking to slow down his momentum. Etemesi waiting for his numbers to arrive. Impala have forced the turnover. Kelvin Kimutai walks into touch, and that was the last order of business this afternoon. Impala claiming the 36-27 result. It was exciting, was exhilarating. At the end, it was the hosts, Impala Saracens, with a 9-point margin of victory over their visitors, Menengai Cream Homeboys. Coming up at 4 p.m. will be the big one between KCB and Kabras. As we just catch a glimpse of the crowd here, any moment from now, we will be catching post-match reactions, but certainly has been great rugby in the 2 p.m. kickoff.
Absolutely, yes. So it's been a blind over game between these two sides. We just felt that halftime lead that Impala had of 23 points to 8, and really give them a very good buffer over Homeboys. Impala with 3 tries, Davis Makori, Anthony Nyandigisi, and the penalty try, coupled with the kicks by Samson Oliech and or by Sami Oliech and Xavier Bet, giving them the cushion and giving them a win, which takes them above Homeboys. That takes them to 29 points, and Homeboys remain on 26 points. That's some of the highlights of that was the intercept try by Nyandigisi to Samuel Montari, and then quick recycle coming in from Samson Onsomu and Davis Makori powering his way over the line. But Homeboys did give a good account of themselves. That man there, Ivan Asena, offloading to Max Kangeri, who darted over the line there. And then Agustin Lugonzo feeding this Max Kangeri grabber kick, able just to go looking for Leona Dongo, but wasn't able to get over the whitewash, courtesy of some good defense. But Homeboys weren't done yet. And Ivan Asena with his tongue out, able to score Homeboys' 4th try of the afternoon. And what a well-worked try it was by Ivan Asena. His tongue out, reminiscent of those basketball days when Michael Jordan used to just dunk with his tongue out. And that is the final score from the Impala club. Impala getting a much-needed victory. They win by 36 points to 27. Coming up at 4 p.m., the game that everyone has been waiting for, Kabras Sugar versus KCB, in the next few minutes.
And any moment now, we will be going pitch side for the post-match interviews. Mohamed Abubakar with the coaches of Homeboys and Impala.
All right, the first 80 minutes of the first live game here on Bamba Sport between Impala Saracens and Homeboys has just concluded. Impala Saracens are the winners here, taking it 36-27. I would like to speak to the coaches. First of all, we'll start with Coach Simon of Homeboys, just letting us know what he thought of this particular game. Just move a little bit inside. So, all right. Your thoughts on the game, Coach?
To be honest, I didn't like the game at all. But anyway, you have just this. Yeah.
What does this do now to the last 5 rounds up until the end of the group phase of the Kenya Cup in terms of the places for the playoff spot, because Impala's win now has made sure they leapfrog. You guys are now below them. What are we planning now for the future?
As a coach, you can only do so much. One of my philosophies is to be passionate with respect and observe all the laws of the game. And at times, you can just prepare your players to play against 15 players. So, I don't know. If 15 players show up of the opposition, they'll play.
Do you think having one man less right at the very end there kind of like deterred your chances to catch up?
No, not really. I take it to, okay, we woke up late in the second half, but also you can only play the game if you have the ball. Yeah, so if the person officiating decides you don't have to have the ball, and it's very, very difficult.
All right, all the best moving forward, Coach. Yeah? Cheers. All right, that was Coach Simon of Homeboys. We'd like to talk to the assistant coach of Impala Saracens. They take all 5 points here. How big is this one in that race for the top 6 spot?
First of all, I think this is our first win against Homeboys in a long time, so we'll definitely take the W. And to win it with a bonus is even better. You know, last week we had a decent start against the defending champions KCB. It was 0-0 at halftime, but we lost that game 25-3. Today, we had a similar good start. The difference today was that we were able to back up our first half performance into the second half, even though towards the end it was loose a bit, and there were a few 2 scores away from just drawing the game. So I think what we did today was we backed up the good start and finished up the end to get the 36 points. And again, of course, our kickers today, you know, the performance was good. We had only 2 tries, yet we had 29 points, so that just shows you how important kicks are.
I wanted to add, you did start strongly, but then again, at the very end, you had one man in the sin bin. Do you think that almost was a blow? I mean, because they were catching up, Homeboys.
Yes, it was an unfortunate yellow card, but a yellow card nonetheless. And I think he wanted to go for the intercept, but the refs judged it as sort of stopping. And what he did also, he got a bonus point try. A penalty try, which is 7 points. So that was difficult, yes, but we held on well. I think we were very good today in terms of determination and defense. Our defense was decent. We met them at the gain line. We didn't sit on our heels, and that helped a lot. Yeah.
All right, all the best, coach, moving forward. Thank you so much. That is Coach Osiri, assistant coach of Impala Saracens. The first game of the day over. We have 80 more minutes. The second game of the day, that is between Kabras, the league leaders, and of course defending champions KCB. We'd like to talk to Coach Henley of Kabras. Coach, welcome back again to Nairobi. Again, it's a big one. I don't know if you've been told how big this is in terms of pride, in terms of glory as well.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this one. The guys has been working hard, and that was one of the games we've been targeting. It's a final for us. Last year we lost against KCB in the final, so we're going to target this game as a final game, and we're going to approach it like that also.
Your thoughts on your opponents going into this game?
KCB is a good team. They've been playing good rugby the last few weeks. You can't underestimate it, even if you look at the scores. They got a good pack of forwards with guys who's playing national side, so you can't underestimate him. But we're going to try to outsmart them today and just play our game of rugby that we've used to for the last 11 games.
All right, all the best, Coach. See you after 80 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that is Coach Henley of Kabras Sugar, the guys who are leading in the Kenya Cup right now. I'd like to talk to Coach Curtis Olago. It's been a long afternoon for you. I saw you back in the ESS game. Again, it just tells you what kind of game we are going into.
KCB is built for big games. KCB is big for big games, and you enjoy such environment. Yeah, just out there, just have to come out there and play. Yeah.
Out of the last 9 outings against Kabras, they've managed to win none against KCB. How important is it for not only you, but the fans as well, to make sure people know that KCB is the team to beat?
Again, history is a liar. It's a different ball game. They have a new coach. You know, the systems are working well. So we want to test each other against the systems, the new systems, skill level. I mean, this is what we live for. High octane rugby. This is what we live for. Yeah. All
right. The squad, everything, preparations, all satisfied with?
Yeah, we've been preparing since pre-season. I mean, we don't revise last minute like a bad student. Yeah, but all good. I'm looking forward for a good game.
All right. I wish you all the best in the next 80 minutes. I'll see you after, Coach. Yeah? Cheers. All right, that is Coach Curtis Olago of KCB. It is promising to be an amazing game of rugby. Table toppers, Kabras, who want to make a statement today and beat the defending champions, KCB. The fans have turned up in numbers on both sides, KCB and Kabras. It is promising to be an enticing, entertaining afternoon of rugby. Hold your horses. We are going into an amazing 80 minutes. Don't go anywhere.